Alexander Hamilton.
I'm pretty sure that's good. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I have not done a video with this guy right next to me in a very, very long time.
Beef.
Yeah, we got beef. We're very angry with each other. No, but he was actually coming over to check out the new place, and I was like, hey, I want to film a video with you, and we honestly kind of just came up with this topic on the spot, but I feel like it's something that we both have different perspectives on. But if you don't know who this is, I'm so bad at this. This is Brian. He also has a YouTube channel. You want to kind of introduce yourself, I guess?
So what's going on?
Mostly you guys probably know who he is, but...
Yeah, I've been YouTubing for like a super long time. Originally did bodybuilding, then we moved into like the acne stuff because I had really, really bad acne, lots of cysts and things like that. And then we moved on to like my diet changes, which has been to become plant-based in like the last 2 years. So there's been a couple different factions, but the acne thing was really the most emotionally involved one.
Yeah. And so Brian was actually the person that got me into YouTube. So if I didn't meet Brian, I would not have this channel.
Yeah, thank God.
Literally, like, he was the person that pushed me into making a YouTube channel. So
the world came together.
Yeah,
just at the right time.
seriously, it was like I owe a lot of what I have right now to this guy right here. So it's really, really cool. So today I wanted to kind of talk about different insecurities that we've dealt with. I thought for me, you know, obviously dealing with being really overweight, and then dealing with the loose skin that I have after losing the weight, and then him dealing with, I'll get some pictures from you so I can kind of show you guys what exactly he was dealing with. And something that's always been really, and I was thinking about it today when I was thinking about filming this video, was like how insane it was for you to be dealing with the amount of acne that you had, you know, and then still putting yourself out there on YouTube. And at first, like, you weren't just making videos about your acne, like it wasn't even a thing you really talked about. So like, I'm kind of interested in like, what was the mindset that you had to know that this is something that, you know, obviously you know you have the acne on your face. Like, what pushed you to be like, I'm just gonna still go for this thing and put myself out there in a very public way? Like, what was, you know, what was going through your head? Like, how did you kind of push through that?
Well, I mean, it was definitely a huge part of my life, like insecurity-wise or self-esteem-wise, in real life. But on YouTube, it was like this passionate thing I wanted to do. I wanted to share like the bodybuilding and all this fitness information that I was getting into by going through school and certifications. So that was like the source of all my passion with it. Is I wanted to share this good information that would help people. So I didn't really even think about the acne thing with YouTube until I started putting videos, and then people were mentioning my acne a bunch. And then that kind of triggered me to think, if I can get over the fact that it's really hard to put videos up and be like, look at this thing that everyone's making fun of me about, I could help people more than I could with just the training stuff and the fitness stuff. Because there's a lot of people that show you how to do like sit-ups and push-ups, but there's not a lot of people who address like their acne and stuff. And so I thought that was cool because there wasn't anyone feeling that position, so I wanted to do that. That was pretty much the only reason that I was like pushed to do it, because when I first started putting up the videos, people were, you know, all over them saying all these bad things and negative things, and that was really discouraging. Yeah,
like what was going through your head then? Like, did you ever have a point where you're like, I can't do this, I'm gonna quit. Like, this is just too much for me, or did it ever cross your mind?
It was rough in the beginning. Like in the beginning, when I started doing the Accutane ones specifically, I had really, really bad, I had like blackheads and cysts and stuff, so it was like almost 60-70% of the comments were just about my acne on any video. Yeah, so it was kind of discouraging at first, but the thing that kept me going was all the people that were commenting and saying like really good things.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So that's what kept you going then.
Yeah, absolutely. So the fact that people were being helped, it actually mattered to me, because those people mattered to me, whereas the people who were hating on me, I just kind of dismissed them as the general negative voice of the mass that I had been dealing with for so many years up to that point of putting up the videos. Yeah, I don't know. It got easier for me too though, because I wasn't focusing on my acne as the center of my life. I was focusing on my YouTube as the center of my life and my bodybuilding as the center of my life. So even though I was getting a lot of that stuff said to me constantly, it wasn't the thing that mattered to me the most. The thing that mattered to me the most was the success of my bodybuilding getting bigger and the success of my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And so in that way, I was able to talk about it without it consuming my like self-esteem and things like that, if that makes sense.
And that's really interesting, because one of the things that, like, one of the messages that I get the most is like, I have X amount of weight to lose and I'm really scared of having loose skin, or like I'm scared of, you know, people making fun of me because I have loose skin, or I do have loose skin and I've never shown anyone because I'm really afraid of like what people will think about it.
Right.
And I think for me, like, one of the biggest things that has helped me kind of just push through it and not stress too much about it is the fact that, like, I literally, it's not like it's something that I'm not waking up every morning and going into the mirror and staring at my body for like 30 minutes.
Right.
And like just thinking, man, I wish this was gone, I wish I never had this, or like this is such a terrible thing. Like, I really believe that the things that you tell yourself are really gonna dictate how you think about yourself a lot more than what other people will be saying. Because honestly, you can be in your head 24 hours a day, right? You're only gonna see negative comments and see, like, especially like in real life, you're not gonna have that many people in real life say stuff to you that are gonna be like mean and stuff like that, right? Like obviously for me, it's a little bit different because I have a YouTube channel and it's really easy for people to be anonymous and like say really hurtful things to me. But like I've noticed that I don't really just sit around and dwell on the fact that I might have loose skin, and like it's not something that I'm just sitting there always thinking about, and that really has helped my mental state, like not just dwell on it too much, like I said, and just like really focus on that being like the center of my life. Like you said, it's not like I don't think of myself as a guy with loose skin. I think of myself as a guy that's lost some weight and like has a YouTube channel and like has all this other stuff that just happens to have loose skin, or like that's not even like it's like such an afterthought for me that it's not something that I really focus on too much. And it's kind of funny, and I understand that it kind of is contradicting because my channel, like the video that blew up and like kind of made me where I am today, was about loose skin. Like I get that, and a lot of people seem to be so focused on that, but like for me, I'm so focused on moving forward and moving past that it's not this thing that like I always am thinking about and always like dwelling on, you know?
Right, totally. And it seems like when people are saying negative things to you, it seems very easy to think that is the center of everything. But like when you're saying that you don't think of yourself as a loose skin guy, right? When you start putting yourself out there as the loose skin guy or the acne guy or whatever the thing is, right? Then it makes it so easy for you to pay attention to the people who reaffirm that statement, because you've already put it out there. And now here's all the people bringing evidence to it, all the people saying negative things.
Yeah.
So you already sort of believe it, and then they just make it that much more concrete for you. But if you're not saying first, I'm the acne guy, then when these people are saying all that stuff, they're not reaffirming anything. They're just coming up with an entirely new label for you. Then it's up to you to choose whether or not you accept that label. But I think a lot of people like self-deprecate themselves, and they'll say like, oh, I'm fat, or I'm all zitty, I'm gross, I'm ugly. People say I'm ugly a lot, stuff like that. Then you're already breaking down your first defense of being able to say that's not what defines me, because you're already predefining yourself. And then it just makes it so much easier for people to dig into you and actually get their nails into your skin, you know?
And it's funny because there's actually like a small tip that I guess I would have is, it was funny because when I was really overweight, I used to think that, okay, if I'm able to diffuse the situation before somebody can make fun of me. So I used to think like, if I can make myself the butt of a joke before somebody else can, it'll take that power away from them. And it did work to a certain extent. Like in high school, I was really like, I mean, I have a whole tattoo that kind of talks about it. You know, my nickname in high school was Cupcake, and like because I was overweight, and so I would constantly try and belittle myself and make fun of myself all of the time to try and take the power away from other people. But what that ended up doing, like it would work at times, and like there was times where I was able to get out of maybe situations or like not have to deal with like the bully, because I became the bully to myself, which was, I guess, kind of good. But like after a long time, and like once I kept doing that, my self-worth and like what I believed, like how much I loved myself, my own self-love started going down, because I started really believing the stuff that I was saying about myself. So I mean, this is kind of a random thought, but like I would really kind of, I would warn against trying to make yourself the butt of jokes to avoid other people making fun of you, because most of the time you're so hyper aware of things that you end up making jokes before anyone's even thinking about saying anything. So you end up bringing more attention to yourself than is necessary, because nobody else is sitting, like we focus a lot more on ourselves than anyone else focuses on you. Like I can tell you that like 100%. I still do it myself, you know what I mean? Like I focus on myself a lot more than other people focus on myself, and I think that's for everybody. So when you're focusing on yourself so much, you end up thinking, I need to make a joke right now because other people might be looking at me, and they might be kind of judging me and things like that. And in reality, like it's not the case. Like you just need to, I would say, just chill out. Don't make yourself the butt of jokes, but like if someone has something negative to say, the best you can do is respond with kindness and positivity. And like I said earlier, don't dwell on it when you get home later, because that is not going to do any good for you at all.
Yeah. It's definitely the easiest way to take care of things when it comes to insecurities, is to make fun of yourself, belittle yourself, and then nobody else can do anything. It's the old like, oh, Eminem called himself out before the rap battle and nobody can rap battle.
Yeah.
But like you're saying, again, it's easy And the reason that it's easy is because it works for a very short period of time. So for the day of, you're like, oh, okay, no one made fun of me because I got it done for. I already took care of that.
Yeah.
But in the long run, it creates all sorts of issues for yourself with your own internal self-esteem. Also, like the people you're hanging around, it creates your own reputation that you have created, right? Like maybe people never really thought like, oh yeah, that's the guy that we always make fun of because he's fat or whatever.
Yeah.
But then you've made those jokes every single day for a year, and they're like, oh right, yeah, he always takes the fat jokes.
Well, yeah, and exactly that's what I was gonna say. Like I would make so many jokes that people that normally probably wouldn't have never made fun of me, like didn't have that kind of personality, aren't some people that make fun of people, but they saw me making fun of myself so much. And this happened, like I remember this was like one of the, I don't think I've talked about this on the channel, but it was literally one of the worst things that ever happened to me when I was overweight, just like mentally. I was actually with a group of friends, and I was with this girl that I thought was attractive, and like she was kind of talking to the other guys, but you know, I had my own like, oh, maybe she likes me, you know?
Of course.
And
because you're the most important person in your own life.
Yeah. So we actually ended up walking past, we were at the mall, and we were all hanging out, we were gonna go see a movie, and we were all walking past this big and tall, it's called Torrid, which is like it's a store in the mall that's like, they only make like
plus
sizes for women. It's a women's store. And the girl like turned around and she said, hey John, like if you were a girl, you'd shop there. And like it wasn't really that mean, but the thing is like she wouldn't have ever done that, I guarantee it, if I wasn't always making fun of myself. And I remember like I could see it in her eyes, like when she said it, she could see how I reacted. It wasn't a funny thing, like I was like instantly like, because it was out of nowhere for me at least, right? And I just shut down, and I could tell like she felt terrible because she said it. So like I said, she's not someone that would have made fun of me, but because she was so used to me making fun of myself that it became okay for her to say those things. And then she quickly realized after she said it that it wasn't okay, or at least like it wasn't a funny joke to me. Like it really hurt my feelings. And that like that's what happens. That's the risk you run when you start making fun of yourself constantly and turning yourself basically into a joke. And that's kind of what I did for myself.
Interesting point.
Yeah.
And by doing that, you maybe thought negatively of her because you're like, oh, she just made fun of me.
Yeah, exactly.
But you opened that door on accident.
Yep. And like that's the thing that my friend said, like, dude, you can't really get that mad because like you say stuff like that all the time. And I was in such a sense of denial that I was like, well, it doesn't matter. Like I can say that. I'm allowed to say those things about myself because it's me, you know?
Right.
And that's not really not that fair for other people, because if they see you making fun of yourself all the time, why would they not, you know, like you don't.
That's something they can have in common with you.
Exactly. Right. And like that's what she was trying to do. She was trying to like bring me into the conversation, you know, but in reality it was just like,
I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Like you literally can create a sense that people are negative towards you because you make the negative option available for them.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah. So, okay, so we've been talking for a little bit, and I just wanted to, let's get like one last thing from you. Like, what would your tip be for somebody that might be, you know, it could be acne or whatever it might be, that's something that they're feeling like they're struggling with in this internal struggle. Like, what would your tip to be for them to like maybe have a little bit more confidence or not, you know, let that kind of destroy them, which is what could have absolutely happened to both of us with our little things that we've dealt with.
Totally, right. I would say that it's not going to be easy ever. It's totally always going to be a difficult thing, and also just never expect it to be over. It's never over. You're always going to be kind of dealing with it in a way or another. But I've said this many a time, so I hope this isn't a repeat for people who have heard me say this, but when you have something that you're insecure about, it's always something small that you've blown up. And if you have a passion that you can latch onto, that you really become passionate about, that big passion is so much larger than your small insecurity. And if you get obsessed with something, like he got obsessed with CrossFit, or I got obsessed with bodybuilding, or we could go on many different topics, you'll get so consumed by it that every day the thing that you think about the next day when you go into bed is what you're going to do with that. And then when you're doing it, you're all consumed by it. So when it comes to having a bunch of cysts on your face, it doesn't matter to me if I'm running around with a drone, I'm looking at the screen. Zits have nothing to do with the screen that I'm flying. You know what I'm saying? So that passion makes it so that I'm completely unaware, blissfully, of any insecurity that I might have had.
Yeah, that's really good. And then my tip would be, if it is something that you can take steps to improve, if it's like, the reason I'm saying that is because like, if it's weight loss, right? If you feel like your weight is the thing that you're struggling with, if there's little tips, little things that you can do, little steps that you can take, I recommend taking those steps. Because even like with weight loss, it is a slow process and it takes a really long time. But I remember the amount of confidence I gained when I just, literally the first day I decided to start losing weight and bought that bottle of water and got a haircut and like got healthier food, I already felt so much more like empowered, and like I was already in my head telling myself like, I'm not the fat guy, like I'm going to change my life. So if there is some things you can take, like if it's acne, like, and you maybe haven't been washing your face as much as you should, or
checking your diet and seeing what's wrong.
Yeah, like little things. Obviously he's the expert on that stuff, but like if there's little things you can do those, and that will give you a little bit more confidence, and that's something that I learned through all of this.
Kind of make you feel capable of your own situation.
Exactly. Capable of change too, which is a huge thing.
Like hashtag work for change.
Yeah, hashtag work for change. But yeah, that's gonna be the video today. I mean, this is something that we used to do a lot on the channels back in the day when we first kind of started YouTube. So it's a little bit of a throwback. So if you're someone that has been around for a while, you might remember videos like this. But
chopping it up, throwbacks.
Yeah, nothing too scripted at all. But I really wanted to film a video. I really love filming videos with Brian. So yeah, if you guys like this video, please let me know. And if you guys, I don't know, have any topics that you guys would like to have both of us talk about, that'd be great.
And if you have any ideas of videos you want us to talk about on my channel in regards to like skin or acne or any things that are my kind of realm, you leave them in his comments too.
Yeah, and then obviously if you have not subscribed to Brian, or if you're at all interested, there will be links and stuff in the description down below. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. There was one other thing that Brian wanted to say. What was it?
Look how buff I am!
I'm pretty sure that's good.
But just you wait, just you wait.
It's a beautiful voice there, bro.
So good, man.
So good.
Not my voice, the song.
Obey the warning signs, and when there are flashing lights or wigwags, don't attempt to cross until they come to a complete stop.